Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's dustinkreis, and today we're going to talk about probably one of the most beat-up games of this generation, and that is Time and Eternity for the PlayStation 3. And yeah, go out there and read those scores. This thing is getting abysmal scores. And it kind of made me want to check it out even more, just to see, how bad could it really be. And it is nowhere near as bad as all of these review sites are making it out. Is it going to change and revolutionize the JRPG here in the West? Absolutely not. Is it the worst game made this generation? Absolutely not. It's somewhere dead center between being a great game and being an awful game. So that would make it a good game. Surprising there. That being said, I personally really enjoyed my time with this. I can't recommend it to you guys. At the $50 price point, that's just a little steep for me to say, yeah, go out and buy it and give it a shot. When it gets around 20 bucks, I would say definitely pick it up. But just know what you're getting into. This is not like a big, serious RPG. This is a comedy. A romantic comedy, let's put it that way. Because the story is not about saving the world or, stopping some, evil person from taking over the land. You're literally trying to save your wedding from being destroyed. The storyline goes, you have this character here named Toki, who is a princess, and as a princess of this kingdom, she also has time-traveling abilities. She's getting married to the nameless hero of the game, and they go about their wedding, and then all of a sudden, these assassins descend and start attacking, and end up killing the main character. And in a very quick fit, Toki uses her time-traveling abilities to travel back in time to try to figure out why her wedding was attacked. And unbeknownst to the main character, who you get to name as yourself, Toki also has a second soul residing within her body, and that is Tawa. And these two girls, both of them, are in love with the main character. And it's kind of like, while Toki is usually always out, Tawa is always like in the back of her mind, like watching and stuff like that. And in moments of like distress, Tawa will come out. This manifests in the gameplay as every level you level up, Toki will switch to Tawa, or Tawa will switch back to Toki. And when we get to the gameplay, we'll talk a little bit about that, about how that actually affects how you deal with situations. But the storyline is very lighthearted, and it's very, and a lot of times it really actually made me laugh. The character Ricardo, just how he would react to Toki's dragon, Drake, whenever Drake would attack him, was really funny to me. I always loved how this game kind of really begs for replay value, because certain situations you'll come across as Toki, and she will handle it completely different than Tawa will, because Tawa is very aggressive and kind of violent, and Toki is very kind of cutesy and girly. And kind of how it deals with it is with Ricardo, because Ricardo is always making like advances to Toki and Tawa, and Toki will just kind of like, giggle and brush it off. Tawa will pull out her knife and put it to Ricardo's throat. And I mean, it's the same animations over and over again and stuff like that, but I always laughed when Tawa would pull out her knife and put it to Ricardo's throat. And that kind of leads into one of the gameplay aspects of the dating sim aspect, where basically through actions in the game and how you handle certain situations, you will increase. There's a meter with a dial in the middle, and it'll either go towards Toki or Tawa, and depending on what you do in the game, you'll fall in love more with Tawa or Toki. And this manifests towards the end of the game, where you have to make a choice. And it's kind of weird how you make it through the game, and when you get to that ending part, you're kind of like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? But the characterizations are so strong that you'll probably really enjoy one or the other. I really enjoyed Tawa because I thought she was just awesome, how she would always fight and all that kind of stuff. What else do I want to say about the storyline? Very funny. Doesn't really get kind of serious until the very end, and even then it's still kind of a lighthearted ordeal. So if you go into this with the right mindset, I don't think you'll be disappointed. And when I mean silly, I mean if you've played a NIS RPG, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. It's kind of pervy at times. It's not made by Gust. It's made by Image Epoch. But it definitely kind of has that pervy Gust feel to it. In the gameplay, it kind of bleeds into the... Well, we'll talk about that when we get to the graphics. Sort of your traditional JRPG. The thing with this game is they try to eliminate a lot of the JRPG tropes. And the battles are very active battles. You can pause it, so if you need to eat something or go to the bathroom, you can just pause. But basically you're just going around and doing a lot of side quests for people. It's very a side quest heavy game. And sometimes the side quests are a bit, asinine. But, if you beat them all, then it opens up this pathway to get the strongest weapons, which really makes the last bottle... Or the last bottle? How about battle? The last battle, just a breeze. But yeah, you just kind of wander around these very, very large environments and get into random battles. And when you go into the battle, this is where a lot of people really threw some flack at it. I actually really enjoyed the battle system in this game. Very active. You press the O button to do your attacks. And you have to use your basic attacks to build up this meter in order to use your magic or like special abilities and things like that. And there are two planes of the battle that you can get into. You can either fight from a distance or you can fight up close. Now this is where the two souls come into play, because Toki is a better distance fighter. She's better with a gun and she's better with magic in some respects. Tawa is a better close-range fighter where she likes to get up and personal with her knife. Both characters can do melee and ranged attacks. It's just one is better than the other at them. And the cool thing about it is you can completely figure out how to beat an enemy with Toki and then get to another battle. Yes, I just threw a Super Nintendo card at Duncan because he's trying to tear up the chair. Then you can get that same battle, that same character with Tawa. Or did I say Toki? I don't remember because he distracted me. But, you have to face the battle a different way with the other character, because Toki can fire her gun a lot quicker and build up the meter, whereas Tawa is a lot better at close range doing strikes and building up the meter. So there is a lot of kind of strategy that you have to put into it. But once you kind of get the enemy patterns down, very easy to get through battles. What else? You have the ability to dodge. This entire battle system is based on timing, which really goes into the sort of idea of time and eternity, because it's about time travel. You have to watch the enemy animations to see what they're doing, getting ready to cast a spell. And if they throw a fireball at you, you can just jump off the screen or you can block it. If you time the block right, you'll parry. Really a good battle system, and I kind of hope for a Time and Eternity too. I know it'll never happen because this game wasn't really that much of a success, but where they get to refine this. There's a lot of great ideas in this game. It just needs refining. What else in the gameplay? There's the side quests, which get a little long in the tooth, and these are really kind of just going around talking to people, and they say, hey, I need 5 of this item. You go beat some monsters, get 5 items, take it back to them. There's some where you just have to go to another part of town and talk to people, and that solves the quest. They're really quite easy to do and not very lengthy. It's just there's a lot of them. And the frustration I get with games when it gets close to the end really kind of sat in, because I got to the final boss and I was like, all right, let's beat this boss. And then it put me back on the map. And I was like, well, if it was going to have me fight the final boss, I'd just be in the final boss battle. but it put me back on the map. So I went back to Toki's house, and of course there was a whole new slew of side quests to do for Chapter 4. And I was kind of like, ugh. But I did them, and I got the trophies for completing all the chapters with all the side quests. So that was kind of cool. There's something I am forgetting, and it's driving me nuts. Oh, the gift system. How you build up your skills in this. It's really kind of important to do some of these side quests because that's how you really earn gift points. And what you do is you'll get a certain amount of gift points for completing a quest. That'll build up in both Toki and Tawa. You go into like a little menu where you can select the skills, and you will apply, your gift points to a certain skill that will, we'll say, increases the abilities of Toki's knife attack or Tawa's knife attacks. And then once you level those characters up, or you get to the next level, both characters will learn all those skills. So doing the side quests is the best way to get gift points, and really that was the only reason I was doing it, because I felt like I needed all these skills. And then when I got to the end of the game, really all you need is just some very powerful magic spells like Inferno or Nightmare, and then to do the side quests to get the time magic. And once you get Time Surge, which you control those by using L2, that bring up the menu, and then you just hit X for Time Surge. It basically speeds up Toki or Tawa's attacks and things like that. It's basically haste for this game, and it just allows you to just dominate any boss. So the side quests for the time magic, I would say, are essential in this game. Otherwise, you're going to get very frustrated with the boss battles, because it's just like they have so much HP. Let's go ahead and get off the gameplay, because I think if you're really interested in seeing the game, you'll go out and watch some videos on it and kind of see what you're dealing with there. The graphics. The graphics are a bit of a mixed bag. I personally like them, but I can see where people would have a problem with it. It always seems like Toki and Tawa's character models, which I should say this, these are 2D animated characters, like a cartoon. It's not like Dragon Quest or Dragon Quest VIII, where it was a cel-shaded character. These are literally animated cartoons that you're controlling. And it's kind of a weird thing when you're running around 3D environments, because the camera kind of stays behind you, and it gets a little awkward when you first start out, but then you get used to it. The character models for Toki and Tawa are really good and really detailed. Other character models really kind of, sometimes are not as detailed, especially like the big dragons you come across. Nether Drake, it just looked terrible. Like, it was just like the beta drawing instead of the finished product. So in some regards it's a good thing, some regards it's a bad thing. I personally kind of liked it. It was different, and that's the thing that they were trying with Time and Eternity. They were trying to do something different, and I gotta give them credit for that. I would like to see the idea refined in a further game, but for what it was, yeah, the 3D environments of like the dungeons and things like that were, okay, a little sparse, but graphically it's not going to blow your mind or anything like that. But I did enjoy the anime port, or the animated characters, because it reminded me of like an old Saturn RPG for some reason, or a PC Engine RPG. The music, there are some songs that are really quite nice, and then there's the song when you're in your house, which you're in your house a lot, talking to your three girlfriends, and or I should say Toki and Tawa's three girlfriends, and that's where you do a lot of your side quest stuff and things like that. That song was like nails on a chalkboard. It's like this harpsichord type song, and it's just like, it just makes me want to rip my ears off. But there's some other songs in here, especially like the end song over the credits was really quite nice. Really enjoyed that. The voice acting, sometimes it's really awesome. I really liked Ricardo. I really liked Tawa. They did a good job on the voice acting, I thought, except for some of the minor characters. The bad part about the audio is the enemies you fight. Two in particular, golems, are the most annoying thing, because they have like this really high pitch like when they attack you, and it just makes you want to kill somebody. And then the vampires, because there's not a lot of enemies in this game. It's a few enemies, and they just palette swap them a lot. So you'll come across vampires a lot as you get into the later stages of the game. And at first it's really kind of funny because they're like, whoa, 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 you know, like really comedic vampire, like, whoa, I want to suck your blood. And then, like, by the time you fought your 50th vampire, you're just like, shut the fuck up, you know? And you use your time magic to beat these things as quickly as possible because you don't want to fight them because you don't want to hear the audio. And I should say the time magic, you get to use it 3 times before you have to go back home and recharge it. And there's also items that you can use to recharge your time magic, or there's an item called Pepper that you can force a change between Toki and Tawa. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Everyone wanted to see Duncan, so let's just kind of... I was saving him for the Q&A, and I might do it in the Q&A too, but here he is. He wants to make an appearance. Alright, go do something with your life. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the audio of this game. And to be honest, on a whole, I enjoyed my time with Time and Eternity. I don't think it deserves a 4. It's definitely like a 6 or a 7 if you want to go the whole number route. It's not a great game, and unless it gets like rare, it's not going to be remembered come 10 years down the road. But it's a little bit of a charmer if you let it sink its teeth into you and you accept it for what it is. You can actually have a really good time with this game. So I guess that's just kind of my 2 thoughts, my 2 cents on it. But I really love all the artwork as well. Really good stuff. But yeah, if you're looking for something a little bit different, a little bit silly, comedic, to use a phrase I don't really want to use, girly, definitely check this out. It's something different, and that's nice because I'm getting ready to go into Tales of Xillia, and that's going to be a big, we gotta save the world RPG, so to have something kind of light and silly is not a bad thing. So if it gets cheap and you want to check it out, definitely check it out. And if you don't like it, don't blame me because you're an adult. You can make your own decisions. I didn't tell you to buy it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Time and Eternity. Sort of a misunderstood RPG this generation. So anyway, I'm going to go start up Tales of Xillia. There should be a new episode of the podcast, probably up sometime later tonight. We had a great guest, Rusty Lewis, on there. So definitely check that out. I'll put a link down below. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.